Hello there, and what is up, everybody? It is me again, you guy, that TCG guy, and we're here to do an unboxing for the newest starter deck, or one of the newest starter decks for Cookie Run Braverse, which is the ST10, the brand new purple starter deck called Glorious Moonlight. And before we do that, though, I'd like to give a shout out to our friends at Astro Toys PH or Astro Balloons at SM City Davao. If you're in Davao City, here in the Philippines, looking for Cookie Run Braverse stuff, they have it at Astro Toys PH. They are right beside Tom's World, going toward the annex. So check them out, folks. And in case you're wondering, this is the price. This is the suggested retail price for the starter decks for Cookie Run Braverse, and we got it for 495 pesos. So if you're already familiar with it, the purple decks in Cookie Run Braverse have a lot to do with the discard pile or the trash. So that is pretty much the strategy for this starter deck, or for these sorts of decks, or this color deck for Cookie Run Braverse. If you're already familiar with it, of course, every other deck for Cookie Run Braverse, or every archetype, every color has its own playstyle, and purple just does that. It manipulates the trash pile. Sometimes some cards for purple manipulate the opponent's trash, and as far as I know, these ones though, for the new starter deck, it manipulates your trash so that you can get some benefits from it. So let's check them out. Let's check out the cards that are included in this starter deck and see how they are. If you're thinking of getting them though, I would suggest getting two of these starter decks for Cookie Run Braverse, or two starter decks if you want to sort of get started into like something that is semi-competitive, because you'll be needing a couple copies, honestly, of one of the SRs here and maybe the items. So let's check them out real quick. Anyway, this is what is inside the starter deck as soon as you open it. If you've already opened the starter deck, you know what this looks like. We've got this little cardboard right here. We've got the promo card that's included, which is the Milky Way cookie. It's also sealed. Put that right to the side. And we have this little pamphlet. This pamphlet gives you, if you haven't or if you don't know how to play the Cookie Run Braverse TCG yet, you have the rules right here. You got some info on the cards and a basic, essentially a rule book. So you want to keep this if you don't know how to play yet. If you're just starting, this is a really good thing to have. And we have this paper playmat as per usual, which has two sides. This is the standard look that it has, and if you flip it to the other side, it does have that alternate look, which is focused on the color of the starter deck. In this case, it is the Moonlight cookie. There you go. I wish they released these paper playmats as like a regular playmat though. That would be pretty cool, especially for people who prefer like a specific type of color when they want to play. So anyway, let's get right to it and get to the cards. So of course, in case you don't know yet, there's a little bit of a pull tab right here, so you can open it up, just pull it away, and you should be able to access the cards. And there you go. The first card that we have here is the Moonlight cookie. We'll just be getting two of these, and of course we'll be sleeving these puppies with these perfect fits from Cat. Well, this isn't sponsored by Cat, but you know, if Cat wants to sponsor in the future, you know what to do, Cat people. I like using the Cat Perfect Fit sleeves. Other than they are cheap, they're also really high quality, so can't complain there. Quality and cost. Anywho, we've got two copies of the Moonlight cookie right here. So this is part of the reason why you're going to want to be getting two of these starter decks, because most people, or at least most decks, will want to have two copies of Moonlight cookie. Some won't, but if you look at the effect that it has, Moonlight cookie on play up to one purple cookie that is level 2 or lower from your trash. See, and as you can see, it starts manipulating the trash right from there. And its attack, Moonlight arrow, then place one purple cookie that is level 2 or lower from your battle area into your trash, draw up to 2 cards from your deck, and discard 1 card. So one of the goals that you really have for the purple starter decks, especially if you start adding the new Silent Salt cookie from base set 10, you're going to want to make sure that you can refresh as early as possible. And one of the ways that you can do that is if you put your cards in the trash and just throw away the HP that they have all there as well. So those are one of the strategies. Some cards also require that you have a certain number of cards in your discard pile or your trash for them to take effect, just like Stardust Cookie right here, which is our second SR. You'll be wanting 4 copies of these as well. On play, if there are 15 cards or more in your trash, all of your opponent's cookies receive 1 damage. So this is why you want to ramp up that damage, or not damage, you want to ramp up the number of cards in your trash pile as soon as possible, because, you know, or right before you start putting the Stardust Cookie on there, because as soon as it's 15 or more, Stardust Cookie will be doing some damage toward all of your opponent's cookies. And it does have that second attack as well. Lost Meteor, then 3 damage, then place 1 purple level 1 cookie from your battle area into your trash. It also deals an additional 1 damage. It also ramps up the trash pile as well. So that's interesting to keep in mind. You'll also be getting 4 of these sugar glass cookie flips. So that's cool too. These are flips that pretty much are full arts, essentially. They look like a regular SR, but they are just common flip cards. But it's nice to have them. They are foiled, very pretty. So yeah, that's something to look forward to with the starter deck as well. Really nice. And the fact that you get a playset already means that you don't even have to get the full starter deck, or you don't even have to get 2 starter decks just to get all of them. That's a solid plus as well. But you definitely will be wanting to keep or wanting to get 2 starter decks if you want to get 4 copies of the Stardust Cookie and the Moonlight Cookie. So that is that for the highlights, essentially, for this starter deck. Let's go ahead and check out what we have in the vanilla. Not really vanilla, but the more common cards. We've got the Dreamweaver Cookie. This is this is a flip card. Return this card to your hand. We've got, 4 of those. We've got Poison Mushroom Cookie, a draw flip, 4 of those as well. We've got Wizard Cookie. This is one of your, not really vanilla, but one of your regular cookies. So it's a blocker. Interesting. 4 of those. We've got the Dream Catcher. Discard 1 card. If Moonlight Cookie is in your battle area, select up to 1 of your opponent's cookies. That cookie receives 1 damage. So if you want to focus on Moonlight Cookie, this is also pretty interesting. Blueberry Pie, there's another variant of this that I believe is more useful. A lot of people use that or prefer that over this, but this one, on your turn, when this cookie is placed from your battle area into your trash, select up to 1 of your opponent's cookies. It also receives 1 damage. So if you want to focus on dealing damage and putting stuff into the trash, this might be the alternative that you want to go for. You've got Space Donut. When this cookie is placed from your battle area into your trash, drop to 1 card from your deck. So a lot of benefits from trashing that as well. Now this is our regular vanilla cookies. Prophet Cookie, Cream Unicorn Cookie, 4 of those. Taurus Cookie, this is one of our flips. So this is an HP flip, pretty much. It is a level 3 though, so you might want to replace that, but it is an HP flip. And this is one of the item cards. The Little Star, this is pretty solid if you ask me. And you will be just getting 2 of these. So this is also part of the reason why you want to get 2 starter decks, because Little Star is pretty useful with that effect. For a purple support, place 1 level 1 cookie from your battle area into your trash. Place up to 1 cookie that is level 2 or lower from your opponent's battle area into their trash. So that is pretty solid of an effect, actually. So you got Lunar Compendium next. Place 1 level 1 purple cookie from your battle area into your trash. Select up to 1 of your opponent's cookies. That cookie receives damage. So this is also a damage item. You got Essence of Moonlight. If Moonlight Cookie is in your battle area or your trash, place 1 card from the top of each of your opponent's cookies' HP into your trash. Essentially a damage card as well. However, keep in mind that it just puts the HP into the trash though. So it does not trigger all of any flip effects. So it's also pretty solid. We got Delicate Glass Flower. If there are 15 or more cards in your trash, select up to 1 of your opponent's cookies. That cookie receives 1 damage. So these are really, this deck really is focused on manipulating the discard pile, dealing a bit of damage, especially if you have 15 or more cards in your discard pile. So this is another trap inside, or this is the trap, the first trap really, inside the clock tower for 2 purple supports. Select up to 1 of your opponent's cookies during this turn. That cookie deals -2 attack damage and place up to 3 cards from the top of your deck into your trash. One of your ways to ramp up those cards in the trash pile. It does cost 2 purple, however, pretty solid. Our second trap here, Reunion of Star and Moon. Select up to one of your opponent's cookies. During this turn, that cookie deals -2 attack damage. Then return up to 1 level 3 cookie from your trash into your hand. In case you accidentally trashed one of the level 3 cookies that you'll be needing, this is a pretty solid way to get it back. So, yes sir, that's it right there. And I think this is one of the last trap that we have. Yeah, Sleeping Moon, 1 purple. Select up to one of your opponent's cookies. During this turn, that cookie deals -1 attack damage. Then, if there are 20 cards, so this is the one that costs the most, essentially. If there are 20 cards or more in your trash, that cookie deals an additional -1 attack damage. So it's just minus damage trap. And lastly, but hopefully not the least, our Stage Wizard Archives. 1 purple, place in your stage area. Rest this card, place up to 1 purple level 1 cookie from your battle area into your trash. So just another way to ramp up the discard pile pretty much. So that is it essentially, folks. That's it for our purple starter deck. And as you can see, if you notice, a lot of the interactions involve discarding, putting in the trash, dealing damage if you have a certain number of cards in the trash. So that's really the basic idea for purple cards. Anyway, if that's a playstyle that works for you, this might be the starter deck that you want to go for. Anyway, see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Peace out. Bye for now.